Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. And today we're going to be looking at something that's, well, a little provocative, I guess you could say. We're going to be talking about the roles and perceptions of prostitutes in Jewish society.
Okay.
And specifically how the Bible portrays them.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we're going to be looking at excerpts from La foi d'une prostituée,
Okay.
which translates to the faith of a prostitute.
Okay.
And it's really something that, when you think about it, how can individuals that are typically ostracized by society play such a key role in faith and even impacting, biblical events?
Yeah, it's a question that I think really gets to the heart of how we define righteousness and who is worthy of redemption.
Right.
The very fact that these stories exist in the Bible, I think, challenges that very simplistic notion that only the pure and blameless are favored by God.
Exactly. Yeah. And so right away we see this tension with how Jewish society viewed prostitution. It was condemned.
Seen as a threat to stability, to the fabric of society.
Absolutely. I mean, the Old Testament's very clear about that.
Yeah.
Like in Genesis, you have Judah who orders his daughter-in-law Tamar to be burned for what he believes is prostitution.
Why?
Even though the circumstances were far more complex than he realized.
That's intense. Burning someone to death?
Yeah.
I mean, that shows you just how seriously they took this.
Absolutely.
And it wasn't just a Genesis thing.
Right. No, it carries on. Leviticus also very explicitly prohibits prostitution.
Right.
It's framed as a corrupting force, something that undermines the moral fabric of society.
Yeah. So you have this strong condemnation, but then, as the source points out, prostitutes were frequently sought out.
Yes.
Even by people in high positions, people in power.
Exactly. And that creates a very fascinating paradox, right?
Yeah.
These women were despised and marginalized, but at the same time, they were in demand.
And this speaks to, I think, a deeper societal hypocrisy.
Yeah.
This tension between outward morality and hidden desires.
Mm-hmm.
And this is almost like a parallel to, how
I was just thinking.
certain marginalized groups today can be, exploited even while being condemned.
That's such a good point. It makes you wonder if maybe the condemnation was more about control and power than actual morality.
Right.
But let's